Hiya, I'm Maxine. I'm 25 and I got myself into some hot water on the job when I let my personal life get in the way. I should have never done it, but sometimes I have a tough time saying no to people, and some folks even tell me I'm too nice. The snowball to this whole avalanche was this guy, Samson. We had been friends for a few years and I was a little sweet on him. I mean, most girls were. He was incredibly good-looking and had a great smile. So when Samson posted to social media that he was looking for work, I thought I might be able to put in a good word down at the Barkley offices. Barkley Insurance, that is. I'm kind of a big wheel in the liability game. I'm currently a claims manager down there, and I had room for another claims rep. So I called up Samson and told him the good news. He was thrilled, but I asked him to keep our friendship on the DL. Everybody loved Samson, especially the ladies. He was charming and polite, so everything was off to a good start. But things kinda went downhill from there. Samson just couldn't seem to complete his work. I figured it was because he was new, so I lightened his load. But still, he was constantly asking for leniency. I think there was something about that handsome smile of his that caught everybody off guard. "I'll do better next time, boss," he'd always say. But nothing ever changed. He'd get a new batch of claims every morning, and it seemed like he wouldn't even open them till almost lunch. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, and some afternoons I'd sit down with him and walk him through some of the claims so he could get a handle on the process. But half the time I came by his desk to check on him, he'd be gone. It was like no matter what expectation I set for Samson, he would find a way to disappoint or somehow undermine what I was trying to do. I ended up staying late most days to cover whatever Samson couldn't or wouldn't finish. One evening I was working late and I bumped into the HR manager, Cassidy. She's super swell. We got to know each other when we were playing on the softball team, and we started chit-chatting about getting the team back together. But then Cassidy noticed I was working on Samson's claims and asked how he was doing. I downplayed it all. But Cassidy said she had been meaning to talk to me about him. Apparently, Samson was quite the social butterfly. Cassidy said that part of what made me a great boss was how encouraging I could be with my team. But in Samson's case, she thought he was taking advantage of me. I knew it was true, but I didn't want to believe it. The next day, I called Samson into my office and I told him how long I stayed last night finishing his work. He gave me the usual line, "I'll do better next time, boss," and he was out of the door with no explanation. Nothing except that big smile of his. A couple hours later, I went by Samson's desk, and he was nowhere to be found. And when I asked around, one of the receptionists said she saw him going down to the parking garage. As soon as I got down there, I could hear the music from his car. I followed it and saw Samson just sitting there in his car doing a whole lot of nothing. I didn't say anything at first because he couldn't see me. I was going to come up behind him, but as I was approaching, he got a call. I hid behind a pillar and his Bluetooth picked up the phone conversation, and I was able to hear everything. He told this friend that he was waiting for his lunch break and started bragging about how he purposefully took advantage of me. He said that I wanted him, and I'd let him get away with whatever he wants. I was furious and hurt, and I went immediately to Cassidy's office to complain about Samson. All he did was say he was going to change, but they were all lies. I thought she would see my point but Cassidy told me he didn't change because I was all talk. Boy, was she pretty right on when it came to people. I was so worried about being liked that I didn't follow through with my own words. Well, not anymore. Samson skipped about 3 hours of work that day alone. And so when everyone was leaving the office and Samson came by for his usual apology, I turned off my computer and got my purse. He was telling me that he hadn't finished the reports and how he'd look bad if they weren't done. But I just shrugged and told him it was because he wasted his time. In fact, I told him that he owed the company about 3 hours today, so maybe he should get to work. And then I left while Samson was still stammering. Actions speak louder than words. Samson had no intention of changing. He was just giving me a bunch of cheap talk and taking advantage of me. But real actions show commitment. What I didn't realize was that when I kept giving expectations without holding Samson accountable, I was doing the same thing, all talk. But when I let my actions speak for me, Samson got the message loud and clear. And now it's up to him. Have you ever been accused of being too nice? Tell me about it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden wisdom stories. Remember, when you share our stories, you're sharing wisdom.